So first one is nothing but introduction part. So here we are having a four concepts, that is Java is a project or product, history of Java, and the respective versions. Versions means for each and every version we're having so many new features as well as a new enhancements. Okay, so which we need to discuss. And other one is difference between Java and others. Others in nothing but a C and C++. And last one is nothing but a Java futures. Okay, first of all let me discuss about is Java is a project or product. So before that, so what is exactly project and what is exactly product? So let me define. So first of all, project, so a project is a requirement with clear definition of what needs to be delivered and date when it needs to be delivered. Okay, a project is a requirement with clear definition of what needs to be delivered and date when it needs to be delivered. Here is nothing but what is exactly project. So nothing but it is having a specific requirement is there with clear cut definition and as well as when it needs to be delivered. Nothing but they are going to expecting exact date. Okay, what is their respective date they are going to deliver. Okay, so then nothing but what is exactly project here. So what about product? Actually, it seems that a product is a project, but it is not, because there is no clear definition of what needs to be delivered and there is no clear definition of the date when it needs to be delivered. Okay, what about a product here? So actually it seems that a product is a project, but it is not, because there is no clear definition of what needs to be delivered and there is no clear definition of the date when it needs to be delivered here. So simply we can say that it is a just innovation, or simply we can say that it is a just idea. Okay, so maybe one person or group of persons here. So whatever the idea they have got it, they're just going to implement in one application. Okay, so depends on the development of that respective application. So there is a chance of having clients, not exactly clients here, users. Okay, users maybe some people. So nothing but exactly not exactly people here. So those who are liked that respective application, they may be having. Okay, fine. So then there is nothing but what is exactly product. So here example is nothing but Facebook. So each and every user, right? So definitely is having a Facebook account. So because it is going to access globally, not a particular country or a region here. Okay, it is going to access globally here. So the I think my best example is Facebook. So if you observe this respect to Facebook point of view, right? So what is their main goal for starting this respect application? Nothing but chatting between two or group of friends. That is initially their requirement. But whenever this respect to development is implemented, right, slowly for each and every year or within span of 6 months, they're going to provide the new features or new enhancements on the existing application. But suppose so after some 2 to 3 years, right? So initially, so once this respect to Facebook is going to popular, right? So based upon the users, what the users are expecting, they're going to provide some photo sharing or some image sharing So after that, within this respect to Facebook, they have introduced some apps concept. So using this respect to apps, we can play some games. Okay. And after that, even you can share audio files, video files. So like that, for each and every 6 months or 1 year, 1 year of span of time, they're going to provide it. At a time, they will not provide all the features. Okay. So for each and every future, what they're going to provide, nothing but they're going to create some plan. And once this respect to whatever the idea which I have got it, once they have implemented on that respect application, they have to test in n number of scenarios. Okay, so it is going to take some time, maybe 1 year or 2 years. After that, they're going to provide that respective feature in original application. Original application means nothing but whatever the Facebook is accessed by different users here. Okay, for each and every version they're going to provide one new feature, and even whatever the future which they're going to provide, right? So they can mark it as an exact real-time word is build. Okay, build means so they're going to provide for this for suppose in 1.0, right? So these are the respective features they're going to provide, like 1.1. So they're going to provide these respective features. Okay, so like that, each and every version they're going to maintain internally what are the respective features, what are the new enhancements which they have provided here. Okay, so then the best example is Facebook. Now what about Java? So is Java is a project or product? So what about answer, all of you? Just type in the chat. Is Java is a project or product here? Product. Okay. Yes. So answer is product. So first of all, why it is a product here? For suppose now if you observe this respect to latest version of Java, nothing but Java 8. Okay. So within some 3 months or 6 months, they're going to release even Java 9 also. So for each and every version from the beginning of Java, nothing but from Java some 0.1 or 1, right? Assume that from Java 1 to till Java 8, right? So for each and every version, they're going to provide the new features, new enhancements on the existing application. I mean, existing application means existing product called as in Java. Okay, so what are the respective features? Nothing but some assume that some Java 4, right? What are the new features, or some Java 7? What are the new features we're going to discuss? But at this point of time, we can conclude that Java is a product. Simply, we can say that when we can call a particular application or particular project, we can call as a product means so it must have some infinite requirement. Infinite requirement means so requirement will not end at any specific point of time. Okay, so we're having some infinite requirement is there, so requirement going on each and every year. Okay, based upon the users or based upon the uh, organizations what they are expecting, not exactly organization here. If it is a Java means it depends upon the developers as well as what the software industry is expecting. Okay, that is it, that is the thing. So, and what about history of Java? Next one is history of Java. So first of all, whenever we are starting a one project, right? So definitely it is having its own unique name will be there, and it is having definitely its own goal, unique goal will be there, right? So after that, so they're going to provide new features on the existing project. First of all, what they're having a goal is we need to discuss here. What is exactly requirement? Okay, what is the need to go for this respect to Java? Okay, what is the initially goal? What they're having? Okay, so let me discuss this one here. So first one is the project name is the green project begin in 1991. Okay, so the green project begin in 1991 here. So initially the project name is green project. Okay, what is the goal of this respective project here? So generally for each and every programming, right, we're having two phases here. So one is compilation phase and one more thing is an execution phase. So how many phases we're having here? Two phases. One is compilation phase and one more thing is an execution phase. But suppose if you go with C program, right? So it is also having compilation as well as an execution, even C++ also. Okay, this is the uh, for getting some output. So any programming, if you want to get some output, first of all, compulsory we need to do two phases here. One is compilation and one more thing is an execution phase here. Okay. So now here just I'm taking two operating system. So one is some Windows and one more thing is some Linux here. So just I have taken some program. Okay. So just I have taken some program, maybe some C or Java, whatever thing, whatever program which you want, you can take. Okay. I am executing the respective program and finally I have got some output. Nothing but just assume that output is 10. Okay. Now same program I want to executing another operating system here. Assume that some Linux operating system. So whatever the output which I have got it in Windows operating system, right? Same output even I need to get in Linux here. Okay. So am I getting the same output? First of all, irrespective of the output, right? So comparison phase itself it is going to fail. Nothing but there is no chance of what we can call as an platform independency or platform independent. So platform independent means nothing but irrespective of the operating system, whatever the operating system which we're using, right? That particular program has to execute and we have to get the output. There is nothing but a platform independent. Okay, this is the problem what they are facing here initially. Okay, so they want to design one program. So what the goal of that respective program is, whatever the output which are getting some Windows, right? Same output has to get in Linux. Okay, that is the first thing. And one more thing is here Windows I have already did some compilation and execution phase. Finally, I have got some output here, right? Whenever I'm taking this respect to same file and whenever I'm trying to execute on some Linux operating system, right? So I no need of recompilation. There is no phase called as a compilation phase here. Directly I can move for second phase, nothing but execution phase, and finally I want to get some output. Okay, so that is the goal. Simply we can call it as a platform independent. Okay, that is the goal of that respective project. Okay, so what is the goal of this respective project? Goal. So the project goal is it has to compile on one operating system, but it has to run on multiple operating system, but no need of recompilation. Okay, so the project goal is it has to compile on one operating system, but it has to run on multiple operating system, nothing but no need of recompilation here. So that's nothing but a goal of this respective project. Okay, so original language, so they have designed that respective programming whatever the goal which are having. So they have just given some name as oak initially. Okay, so whenever this respective programming is nothing but whenever this respective development is going on, right? So before releasing to the market, right? Slowly this respective name is changed to Java. Name is changed to Java. And fourth one is first public release. First public release in 1995. So in 1995, officially they have released this respective Java programming to the world. Okay, so they have just released one programming language exists that is named as Java. That's it, right? And even they have provided one tagline. So that is nothing but write once, run anywhere. Nothing but we can call simply this one as an platform independent here. Okay, that's it. This is nothing but some history of brief history of Java. Okay, so what are the points here? First of all, the green project began in 1991. So initially they are having some goal is there. Nothing but simply we can call that respective goal as a platform independent. Okay, and original language name is Oak. So name is changed to Java. First public release in 1991. They have just one. They have just released to the market in which year 1995. So they just named that respective programming language as language and Java. So and what about the tagline? Nothing but write once, run anywhere. That's it. Okay. These are the points which comes under history of Java here. So check it here. So these are the respective versions of Java. Okay. So first public release in 1995. Okay, first public release in 1995 here. There is the initial release of Java. So here, whenever we are installing this respective Java software, right, we're having two things. One is JDK and one more thing is an JRE. Okay, one is JDK and one more thing is JRE. Nothing but JDK, which comes under Java Development Kit, and JRE is nothing but a Java Runtime Environment. Okay, fine. So here, so JDK 1.0 January 23, 1996. So what is the features they have which have introduced here? Nothing but language introduction. So which is common to each and every program language, whatever the program language which we are having here. So language introduction is nothing but it. So how can we create data types or variables? So loops. Okay, these are nothing but language introduction. That's it. Okay. So now here JDK 1.1 February 19, 1997. So what are the features or what are the enhancements which are here? So Java Beans, inner clauses, RMI, JDBC, reflection API. Okay, this RMI, JDBC, reflection API is somewhat advanced topics, but this Java Beans, inner clauses, which is related to CoreJava. So out of these respective two concepts, just I'm going to discuss one concept now. Okay, but in detail, I'm going to discuss in notes. So at this point of time, just I'm going to discuss about importance of Java in here. Okay. So first of all, just I'm going to conclude one statement. Without Java bean, right? There is no chance of developing web application or enterprise application. So without Java Bean, there is no chance of developing web application or enterprise application here. Okay, nothing but without this respect to small concept, right? There is no chance of developing web application or enterprise application here. First of all, what is web application or enterprise application here? So the application which is having some client server architecture. Okay, that respective application we are calling as a web application here. So best example is Google. So Google point of view, we are acting as a client, right? But server may be located any part of the world. What is exactly web application here? Okay. So if you are not using this respective concept, right? So there is no chance of developing that respective application. I mean web applications type. Okay. Fine. So first of all, let me define what is exactly Java bean. The clauses, the clause which is having both setters and getters methods. That respective class we are calling as Java bean. Okay, so which class is having both setters and getters methods, right? That respective class we are calling as an Java bean here. So simply if you go with example, so class A. So within this respective class A, if you're having some setters and as well as getters, so that respective class, so this class A we can simply call it as an Java bean. So this class we can simply call it as an Java bean here. Okay, this is nothing but what is exactly we are calling as an Java bean here. Okay, so now just I'm trying to explain one flow, so which is not related to core Java. Okay, that flow which is related to Spring. But my intention is importance of Java bean here. Okay, so just importance of Java bean. Just I'm going to explain this respective flow. Okay, just getting some idea. That's it. Okay. Okay, fine. So from front end, right, so whenever we're providing some username and password, so just assume that I want to save that respective username and password into database. But what is background is going on, nothing but what is background processing. Okay, so what is the internally code is going on, so that is the thing which I'm going to explain, right? In that, so major role plays major role is going to play by Java Bean here. Okay, in real time the same concept, even we are calling it as an DTO, nothing but data transfer object. Okay, same concept, nothing but Java Bean, in real time they are calling as a DTO, data transfer object here. Okay, fine. So whenever this respective username and password which I'm giving from front end, and once if I'm clicking on this respective submit button, right, so it is going to hit to controller. So and finally, so first of all we need to persist or we need to store the respective values. Okay, whatever the values which are coming from front end, right? So there's nothing but a for persisting or for storing the respective values, right? Here we're having a concept called as an setters methods. Okay, setters method is nothing but to store or to persist the values. Okay, in just service sample we are just going to implement some business logic. Okay, what the business logic can be, and finally whatever the values which are already stored in setters, right? So I need to get the respective values. For getting the respective values, here we're having a concept called as an getters methods. So what is the concept which are having here? Getters methods, and finally it is going to saving into database. Okay, so if you observe this respective flow from front end to back end, right? So from front end, whatever the values which are giving, and finally it is saving into database, right? So carrying must be happen between this respective front end to back end. That mechanism internally is going to handle by Java Bean here. Okay, that is the importance of Java Bean. So this Java Bean example program we're going to discuss in Goose concept, but at this point of time just importance in real time. Okay, okay, so that is a JDK 1.1, right? So now this inner clauses anyway I'm going to discuss within our core Java. We're having a separate concept is there I'm going to discuss here. Okay, so now JDK 1.2 December 8 1998. So what are the features which are having here? Swing, JIT compiler, Java plugin, collection framework. So in this just I'm going to discuss about importance of collection framework here. Okay, so let me discuss this importance of collection framework. So nothing but importance of collection framework. So here, how can you represent one int value or how can you represent one numeric value here? Nothing but int a is equal to 10, right? Just representation of one numeric value. So now how can I represent two int values? Nothing but int b is equal to some 20. So if I want to represent one more int value, int c is equal to 30. So just assume that my requirement is I want to represent some 1000 numeric values or 1000 int values. So how can I here? So like this, I need to mention some 1000 steps. I mean 1000 statements, right? Int d is equal to 10, int is equal to some 20, int some z is equal to 10. So like this here, right? So assume that this is nothing but a first approach. So my requirement is very simple. So just representation of 1000 numeric values or 1000 int values. So just I have follow this respective approach here. Okay, nothing but just assume that this is first approach to represent some 1000 numeric values. First approach, right? So now are you finding any this disadvantage in this respect to first approach or not? Here we're having a n number of disadvantages. But what are the major two disadvantages here? So one is it is a not good programming practice because line of the code, nothing but line of that respect application is going to be more. Nothing but programming lines is huge, right? So and it is not a good practice also. That is the first thing. Okay. And one more thing is, so here we don't know exactly which value stores in which variable here. Nothing but here a value is 10. So here b value is also, sorry, here d value is also 10, and even z value also 10 here. So as a programmer, even we're going to get some confusion oriented problem. Okay, these are the two disadvantages what we are facing in first approach. So if I want to overcome these respective disadvantages, what are the disadvantages which I'm facing in first approach, right? So here we're having a one more concept called as an arrays. What is the concept which are having here? Nothing but arrays. So now here just I'm taking some int array some a is equal to new int array of some thousand. So if you observe this respective statement, right? So first of all, what is the major advantage of this respective statement here? Nothing but we can represent huge values, but by using a single variable. Okay, we can represent huge values, but by using a single variable. That is the major advantage of an array here. Okay, so even index of an array starts from 0, right? Which most of you know. So nothing but a of 0 is equal to some 1, a of 1 is equal to some 2, a of 2 is equal to some 3, a of 4 is equal to some 1. So like this here. Okay. So even if you are providing some duplicate values also, right, we can easily differentiate by using index here, because index is a unique thing in our arrays concept. Okay. So these are the some of the points which comes under arrays. So now, do we have any limitations or any disadvantages in this respect to arrays concept here? So here also we're having so many limitations. Okay, nothing but limitations or disadvantages of an array. Limitations of an array, or we can call it as an disadvantages. So here first limitation is, once if you define an array with particular size, right, we can neither increase nor decrease the respective size of an array. So for suppose here I'm defined some 1000, right? So but here I'm using only some 10 variables, okay, or 10 indexes. What about remaining 990 here? It is a wastage only. Okay, so that is the reason. So arrays are fixed in size. Nothing but once if we define an array with particular size, right, we can neither increase nor decrease the respective size of an array. That is the first limitation. Okay. So what about second limitation here? So here first of all, just I'm defining some student array. Student array some s is equal to new student array of some 10. So here just I'm storing here s of 0 is equal to some new student, s of 1 is equal to some new account. Okay, whenever I'm storing some account here, right, here definitely you're going to get some compile time error. So here you're going to get some compile time error. So incompatible types found is account, required is student. Nothing but once if you define an array with particular type, right, so it is always expecting that respect to type only. Nothing but here I have defined some student array, right, it is always expecting only student type of objects, except student type. If you are going to provide any other type, nothing but some account, right, definitely we're going to get some compile time error. So what is the compile time error here? Nothing but incompatible types found is account, required is student. Nothing but it is always expecting only type. Type means what are the type which you are going to provide, that type only is going to it is expecting here. Okay, fine. So that is nothing but, what is the second limitation of an array here? Nothing but arrays can hold only homogeneous elements. arrays can hold only homogeneous elements here. Okay, so nothing but it was unable to handle heterogeneous type. Okay, just it is going to handle only homogeneous type. Okay, so these are the limitations. So here are having so many limitations, but these are the two limitations what these arrays are facing here. So in order to overcome these limitations or these disadvantages of an array, okay, whatever the array which are whatever the limitations or whatever disadvantage which are facing an array, here we're having a new concept which is present in our Java point of view. So that is nothing but a collection framework. Collection framework or collection. That's it. Okay, this is the respective concept which are in here. So this is nothing but the importance of collection framework here. So nothing but already some concept is exist, but in that respective concept we are facing n number of limitations. So in order to overcome that respective thing, so Java people has introduced a new concept called as a collection framework here. So in which version of Java they was introduced here? So JDK 1.2 December 8 1998. That's it. Okay,